It is hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show, man. Welcome back. Fantastic, freaky, funny Football Friday. Make sure you cast your vote for this week's Bust of the Week in sports, entertainment, and beyond. Shouts out to all of the Stewies, everybody that was in the chat room yesterday, man, listening to the show yesterday. That Throwback Thursday thing with changing profile pics, man, I mean, that's great stuff. I went back and looked at all of the chat. I looked back at all of the chat from yesterday, man. Y'all had a good time with that too, man. We are evolving, man. I mean, at any time, we can just change directions. And I think yesterday was a monumental day in the history of the Doug Stewart Show with changing profile pics to old school pictures of the Stewies. That was a lot of fun. That was. Yes, sir. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun, man. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. The New York Knicks drafted Frank Ntilikina. I don't know. I don't know how the hell to spell this guy's or pronounce this guy's name. Point guard out of France, 6'5", 180 pounds. Whenever they draft a point guard out of France, or when they draft a European point guard, period, I always think of Tony Parker. Like the ceiling is Tony Parker. The ceiling is Tony Parker. Dennis Schroeder is doing a great job right now, man. And they talk real highly of this kid, man. Good length. He's been playing with pros. You know, these European players, they play with grown-ass men at a very young age. So I know we got a lot of Knick fans that listen to the show. Big Apple Bastard, Juan Cruz, Vern from Jersey. They actually liked, and talking about this guy last night, they actually liked, the analysts were saying that this was a pretty good pick and that this kid might turn out to be a good player. It seems like Phil Jackson, likes European players and going for Kristaps Porzingis a couple of years ago, and now this kid from France or whatever. They've been able to do pretty good things in the first round. If you go back and look at the Porzingis pick, I think that was more so of just that was where he was supposed to get picked at. They kind of lucked into getting Porzingis, and he turned out to being such a good player. But the problem with the Knicks is, Phil Jackson. The problem with the Knicks is the front office. That's the problem with the Knicks. They can draft maybe a good player too, but can they be hospitable to said pick? Can said pick not get mad and pissed off at all of the dysfunction going on in that sorry-ass organization? That's the problem. That's the problem with the New York Knicks. So this kid might be good. I hope the Knicks don't ruin this kid. I mean, damn, he's going to be away from home. I hope they don't ruin this kid. Punk-ass Knicks. Top 10 last night in the NBA draft. Zach Collins, skilled big man from Gonzaga, goes to the Sacramento Kings at pick number 10. Only seen a little bit of him. Loved him in the tournament. I mean, he had a full skill set, man, at 6'11" or whatever. In the first, as I mentioned yesterday, the first Gonzaga freshman to declare early for the NBA draft. Dennis Smith. They continue to say that this guy might be the steal of the draft out of North Carolina State, goes number 9 to the Dallas Mavericks. I just talked about the kid from France, Frank Ntilikina. I believe is the way you pronounce his name. Number 8 to the New York Knicks. Number 7, Lauri Markkanen, another 6'11", tall Caucasian brother that can shoot jump shots, pick and pop, goes to the Minnesota Timberwolves. But they actually send that pick away to the Chicago Bulls in the deal for Jimmy Butler. Number 6, Jonathan Isaac out of Florida State, going to the Orlando Magic. So he got to go just right up the road to play for the home state team. This is another guy that has a lot of possibilities. De'Aaron Fox goes number 5 to the Sacramento Kings out of Kentucky. Josh Jackson goes number 4 to the Phoenix Suns out of Kansas. And Jason Tatum goes number 3 to the Boston Celtics out of Duke. And he's a solid pick. I kind of read some things where Danny Ainge had said that he was mad that Josh Jackson backed out of the workout that he had with the team in Sacramento. The Celtics organization and all of The brass flew to California to have a workout with Josh Jackson, and he backed out of it. And that basically was the reason that they took Tatum in Boston over Josh Jackson. Time will tell. We go back and look at this later down the road, and Josh Jackson turns out to be an all-world player, and they didn't take him because of their feelings were hurt or whatever because he backed out of the darn workout. We're going to laugh. We're going to laugh at your ass. We're going to laugh when we get in the car. You're going to cry when you get in the car and talking about Danny Ainge and Markelle Fultz. Like, Jason Tatum at number 3 might turn out to be a phenomenal player, or he might be an average at best player, journeyman type player. And if Markelle Fultz balls out of control and is a perennial all-star every single year, Danny Ainge going to cry when he get in the car. It's as simple as that. So time will tell on all of these. And number 2, Lonzo Ball to the Lakers, and the number 1 pick, Markelle Fultz, goes to the Philadelphia 76ers. The Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors, did you realize that the Cavs and the Warriors didn't have a pick in the draft last night? Because what they've been doing is they've been wheeling and dealing. They've been very active in free agency. They've been putting together and getting Kevin Durant as a free agent, and they've been getting all of these high-priced players to come in and play role player positions for the Cavaliers as well and fortifying their teams. And 3 years in a row, they've both made it to the NBA Finals. Right. It's not a coincidence. The Cavs nor the Golden State Warriors had a pick last night. It's not a coincidence. It is what it is. That's basketball in 2017. From LD, he says, no, they won't make the playoffs. Let's be real. But they will win more games than last year. That's what LeVar should have said. No, LeVar should have said whatever the hell LeVar wanted to say. No, that's what he feels. That's what he believes. That's what he's hoping for. He always talks about these cats and his mentality is speaking into existence. I mean, you can't really knock him. The guy said way in advance, from what I understand, he's been saying years in advance that Lonzo was going to be a Laker. Somehow, by hook or crook, Lonzo Ball is a Laker. I mean, what? I really do believe in the power of speaking it into existence, man. I really do. Like, this man literally had been saying this forever. And somehow the Lakers, with the ping pong balls and everything, they get the second pick in the draft. And, oh, yeah, conveniently, there's one guy that most scouts and experts say should get taken ahead of Lonzo Ball, and that's Markelle Fultz. And so Lonzo, in effect, drops in the lap of the Los Angeles Lakers. Why would we question anything about LeVar Ball and what he says and his prognostications? You know, he may be wrong. But there's no harm in him saying it and believing in it and believing in his kid. There's no harm in that at all. From Big L X Squad, Ray Lewis is down with Trump. From that ninja, with Ray Lewis hands down, the rest of the nominees are beyond irrelevant. Let's see. From Duckin, or from Boosie, he just says Duckin, giving shots out to people. Big L X Squad, Mocha, the Bulls will be out of the playoffs like your sorry-ass Miami Heat. Now, Miami's on the upswing. Now, the Bulls, they got a lot of climbing to do, man. They're giving up their best player, old-ass Dwayne Wade getting $24 million. Fred Hoiberg stinking up the joint as a coach. Players don't even like him. They don't even like the style of that he coaches the team in. RC says, as I said yesterday, I trade Rubio for a 12-piece of Popeyes, and I'd be fine with it. As a Minnesota native, I've seen enough of Rubio. The T-Wolves need a point guard that can distribute, hit some threes, and play some defense, and Rubio's not the guy. He's not that guy. He's more of a flash guy, finesse guy. But they made the deal, man, to move Dunn out of there. They made the deal to move Dunn out of there. Maybe Tyus Edney, what's the kid name? The Tyus kid out of Duke. Maybe he progresses, and he's your point guard there in Minnesota. Yeah, maybe. From Big L X Squad, LD, who's your basketball team? Detroit. Detroit basketball. What did the Detroit Pistons do last night? You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. The Pistons, they took the kid out of Duke, Luke Kennard, their only pick from last night, 6'6", 196-pound shooting guard. A lot of people saying the best shooter in the draft. The Pistons needed perimeter shooting. Also plays pretty tough, and he has a little bit of leadership skills, is what the bio is saying on Luke Kennard. So the Pistons get a pick last night as well. The kid out of Duke. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougshoreshow.com. We'll talk a little bit about what the Indiana Pacers did last night, or what they're in the process of trying to do and what they need to do because of this whole situation with Paul George. We'll touch upon that when we get back from the break. Yes, sir. Read more of your chat messages. Just chop it up about the NBA draft from last night. And at some point here, I'm going to get into this Devontae Freeman story. Devontae mad, and he don't care who hears about it. And not the way that the Falcons do business. So I don't think this was, I don't know. If maybe he should have thought this out a little bit more, but Devontae Freeman is going ham on the Atlanta Falcons and what happened in the Super Bowl. We'll get to that coming up shortly. Back in 3 minutes, the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go anywhere. Stay right there.
Check music.
Driz.
Mic check music.
Living life, 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 living life. Henny in the coke, codeine in the spray, weed in my Dutch, got me feeling right. Living life, living life, living life, living life, living life with a purpose. Me and the team working. Just got some shirts done. Fold is my last name, never is my first one. Just a young person hooked on this chronic. Making music that's gonna get you hooked on this phonics. Shining ain't easy, gotta get the grinding. Fuck watching TV, that's the waste of time. Gotta get mine, dog, I gotta get shine. While I'm seeing blue, I'm no crip. In the cloud, highest shit. East Atlanta at a 6. Drafted in the game, round pick, number 1. I'm sick, try to front. That's your shit, you a bum. To the black Donald Trump, I'm not giving suckers a crumb. Unless they family or something. But if not, get the scrambling, son. The words that I spit with my tongue, too fucking vicious, man, I'm dumb. Mentally retarded, spitting on any artists who want it. I'm just living life, 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 living life. Henny in the coke, codeine in the spray, weed in my Dutch, got me feeling right. Living life, living life, living life, living life. Smoking Al Capone's after shots of Patron to the dome. I followed it up with weed. Somebody passed me the lean. It's just me living life. Feels like I'm in a dream as I continue to steam while thinking about my next scene. The cliche, my life's a movie. Bitches round me feeling groovy. And with smoking Dutchess, no dubis, man. This purple pack tasting fruity. Got me in clouds. Ooh-wee. I'm about to get this chick to do me. Cute face, fat booty. I love my chicks in swooshes. Also known as a fresh pair of Nikes. I'm known to get them wet. 2 fishes, I'm a Pisces. The bullshit doesn't excite me. Is it the tree or is it me? Cause it's burning up. 420 degrees, dog. I'm baked as fuck. So while I'm at it, might as